Hello, namaste, good morning. Welcome to Yoga on the Mats. And today we're going to begin with some breath work and a little guided meditation. So I'm going to invite you to either find a comfortable seated position along a wall with a supported back, supported seat with your hips elevated, or I'm going to invite you to lie down on your back. You can take a savasana or a supported savasana with a rolled blanket underneath the legs. We're going to begin once again with some breath work and a guided meditation. So just inviting you to get comfortable. Go ahead and grab any props or support that you want. Everything you need to arrive and land here. Take a sip of water. So whether you're seated or lying down, just begin noticing where the body and the mat meet. Feel into those points of connection along the shoulders and the low back, along the spine and the back of the head, the back of the feet. Or if you're seated, feeling rooted through the seat's bones and perhaps where your back and the wall meet. And for a moment, begin to feel a sense of elongation. So if you're lying down, just stretching the heels a little bit further down the mat. Maybe walking the low back along the mat, creating just a little more space. And then resettling yourself back in that rooted position. Begin to feel weighted and heavy through the body, where the body and the mat meet. Sense of groundedness. Establishing roots and a firm foundation. This sense of rootedness triggering the brain that we are safe. Opening up the parasympathetic nervous system. Brain is in a nice relaxed state. And from here, begin to breathe. Notice anything that's coming up for you and just breathe into it. Inhaling up from the root of the body. Feel the breath as it rises through the body, into the lungs, expanding the lungs. Feel the breath as it reaches the top of the head. And then exhale, release. At your own pace, just taking 2 more full breath cycles here as you arrive on your mat. I'm going to open the space with some chanting of the sound of Om. You're welcome to join me. We'll do this 3 times. Really settling in here, grounding into your mat, arriving fully in this place. Allow this beautiful sound to wash over you. From here, we're going to do some breath work to tune into the inner systems of the body. Really begin creating that mind-body connection with the breath. So on an inhale, we're going to inhale till we fill the stomach cavity like a balloon complete. No further, just bring the breath into the stomach. And then exhale, release. Allow the air to come out the root down into the earth. On your next inhale, once again, just breathing into that stomach cavity like a balloon, fill it up complete. Exhale, release. Now we're going to fill into the chest cavity, so filling the stomach, filling the chest, inhale. Up towards the top of the sternum, clavicle. Exhale, release. Once again, inhale, filling the stomach chamber, the chest, all the way to the bottom of the neck. Feel the heart as it expands with the lungs, heart center, the rib cage. Exhale. Really nice. This time, full body breath all the way up to top of the head. Elongate the spine with the inhale. Breathe up, all the way to the top of the head. Release, allow that exhale to wash over you, keeping that nice, strong foundation. Inhale all the way, full body breath all the way up. Notice the sensation as fresh oxygen comes through the body. Every blood cell, every cell, receiving new, fresh oxygen, nutrients. Continue breathing. Inhale, full body breath. Exhale, release. Begin to feel a sense of openness. See if you can feel the breath in the legs, creating space in the legs, feet, ankles. Use the breath to create space in the glutes and the low back, releasing tension with every breath, using this amazing healing breath. Inhale. Exhale. Good. And when you're ready, I want you to begin bringing the breath and the focus, your attention towards the heart center. Really establish a sense like you're breathing in and out from the heart. Really focus on what's happening here. Notice the expansion of the rib cage as the lungs expand. Opening up, rolling the shoulder blades down. Even if you're lying down, creating space between the bottom of the earlobes and the tops of the shoulders. Extension through the neck. Feel the breath as it occupies this space. And we're kicking off an exploration of the elementals. And this is kicking off a 6-week series. And we're going to be looking at each of the elementals in its entirety each week. But this week's going to be an overview. So from this space and from this heart center, with the breath, we're going to go through a little guided exercise. If at any point you feel discomfort or aren't comfortable, just connect to the breath. Only take what resonates here. So from the heart center, imagining a sense of an internal compass. As if you could, in your mind's eye, rotate your perspective or your view north, east, south, west. And even if it doesn't align to the geographic north of where you are, this is your own internal compass. It's all good here. Now I'm going to invite you to turn or shift your perspective towards the east. This is where we'll start. The sun rises here, greeting our day. The east with the element of air. So noticing the breath, the air as it enters through the nostrils, up into the nasal passages, feeling that hit of fresh oxygen in the brain as it goes down the brain stem. Feel it in the circulatory system. Maybe sense the air around you, the temperature, anything you may hear above you in the sky, ceiling fan or plane overhead, bird overhead. And just notice this feeling of air in the body. How does it feel? Does the body feel open or contracted? Is there a sense of warmth or perhaps cold? Just notice. Taking one more inhale here, and then when you're ready, we're going to shift down to the south, rotating yourself so that compass is pointed south, and you can use your body as an indicator. You may start feeling more awareness in the feet and the legs, the tailbone. South, the element of fire. May feel a sense of warmth as you even meditate on the idea of fire. The body has a response triggered from the brain. Just notice what's here for you. If you feel anything unpleasant, just connect back to the breath. Inhale, up. Exhale, release. You can focus here on the attributes of fire. Of course, there's heat, colors. There's a sense in the body of warmth. Perhaps thinking about the idea of when we say, ooh, my muscles are on fire. What does that mean? What does that look like? How's the body responding? Good, and taking one more breath here, and then we'll get ready to shift towards the west. The west and the element of water. Noticing here how the body responds, coming from fire to now the idea of water. Noticing how the body responds as you think about the consistency of water, or perhaps a body of water that you love, the color of a beautiful lake or stream. Maybe some of the animals that reside in the water. The sensation of water as you take it in when you're thirsty. Noticing how water feels in the body. We're comprised biologically of quite a bit of water, so there's a resonance there with something inside of you. And then taking one more nice inhale here, soaking it in, feeling what water feels like as we focus on it here. And then we'll rotate to the north, the element of earth. In a sense, we started here through our grounding practice, finding our true north when we hit the mats first thing, centering ourselves in this internal compass. And even in a class where we start with Sufi grinds, we're really rotating around that internal guidance. So all of this residing within us, feeling weighted and acknowledging the connection to earth. Perhaps there's a sensation of a smell that you like, the smell of soil, or fresh cut grass. All the beautiful fragrances that come from earth. You may feel a sense of weightedness in the body as you root in towards the earth. Sense of stillness and calm as you continue to root down even further. Beautiful. And then we're left with that which is none of these things, the ether, the space in between. You may notice the ether just outside of the skin, the sense of something outside of you. The ether within, the still point between the cells. The nothing and the everything. You may feel a sense of weightedness, like outer space. Weightlessness. Or maybe a sense of floating. Here honoring the below and the above and all that's in between. And so from this place, if you're lying on the ground, we're going to begin to take this exploration of the elementals into some movement. And so we want the breath with us as we move. And we want to take this observer standpoint with us as we explore how the elementals change between postures, how the body responds. So if you're not already lying down, I invite you to lie down in Savasana. Palms up, legs extended out. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Take 2 more cleansing breaths. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Good. On an inhale, we're going to lift the right foot off the floor, bringing the bottom of the right foot up towards the ceiling, extending through the legs. We'll pause here. We want to root the hips down towards the mat, down towards the floor, extend through the leg. It's early morning, so be gentle with yourself here. And you can just begin rolling the ankle right and left. Just saying good morning to this leg. On an exhale, release, bring the leg down. Inhale, full body, reset here. Exhale. On an inhale, bringing the left leg up towards the ceiling, bottom of the left foot, walking on the ceiling here. We want to root the low back down into the mat, creating a nice foundation here, extending through left heel, just opening up the leg here. Breathe into the leg, Great extension along the back side of the leg while also being aware, gentle. It's early morning, don't want to overextend. Exhale, release. Good. We're going to do that again, this time exploring with the elementals. If you're feeling any sense of stiffness, you can bring in that warmth of fire, really inviting that into, for example, I have really tight hamstrings, inviting that sensation into the hamstrings, which is going to trigger a response in the muscle, just as if a heating pad was on there. And so just explore that. And fire is just one example. If you feel a lot of fire in the legs, you may want some water. But let's try that one more time. Inhale, right leg up towards the ceiling. Just notice what's here for you. So we've changed our position slightly from Savasana. Notice what's going on in the leg, what's showing up for you. And then you can use that awareness to invite like warmth into the hamstring. And with the breath, breathe it in. Happening in the body, you can have really profound differences in the experience. So inhaling up from the root where the hip meets the floor, extend through the heel, breathe into the leg, notice what's here for you. You can rub the hand along the hamstring. That's going to bring in even more focus and awareness to any points of tightness or tension you may have. And then exhale, release. Good. Here we're going to inhale. You have two options here. You could do three-legged bridge, so inhaling up, figure four with the right leg. We're going to bridge up here, which is opening up the right hip. So if you're comfortable with stacking that right ankle on the left knee, this is a wonderful place to be. If not, taking a traditional bridge here with both feet on the floor. Don't overextend that hip. So those are our options here. Rooting down through the palms, creating a nice sense of foundation, connection with the earth here through the palms, the forearms, the shoulders, the back side of the body. We're going to create opening in the right hip by encouraging the alignment in the hip, rotating that right knee down. And then on an inhale, we're going to bridge up 30% effort. Inhale up, hold at the top, 30%. Feel the glutes engage, feel the back side of the body engage. May feel a sense of warmth, fire here. Exhale, release. On the next one, we're going to inhale up to 50% effort. Squeezing the glutes just a little bit more, opening up that right hip. Inhale, feel the back side of the body engage. Exhale, release. Use the breath to move the energy that's coming up. Take a nice inhale here. Audible exhale if you need. Good. On this last one, we're going to inhale up to 100% effort. Fully engaging through the hip girdle, those glutes, pushing through the hands, bringing those elbow points up towards the ceiling, full body engagement here. Exhale, release. Good. You can release the right foot, both legs extend out, We're going to take 3 full body breaths here. Inhale, up from the feet, up the legs, through the trunk of the body, out the top of the head. Exhale, you can audible exhale, release if you need. Good. Taking 2 more of those at your own pace. Notice how the body feels. Notice what's coming up. Has your body temperature changed? Notice how the air, the breath affects the body, slowing down the heart rate with the elongated breath, settling everything back into its place. The nervous system begins to relax. Good. It's from this place that we can move forward. So once again, bending up both knees. If you're going for the figure 4, inhaling the left foot up, crossing over right leg so that the outside of the left ankle is on the top side of right knee. Otherwise, both feet are on the floor, getting ready to go into bridge. From here, rooting through the palms, creating a nice sense of foundation, stability through the palms, the forearms, the back side of the shoulders. Really rooting into the floor here. This becomes your fulcrum point. On an inhale, 30% effort. Come up into your bridge. We want those hips in alignment. Feel the back side of the body engage through the glutes, through the low back. Exhale, release. Reset here. On the next inhale, we're going to go up 50% effort. Inhale up, 50% effort here. More engagement through the backside of the body, squeezing the glutes, lifting those hips up. Inhale. One more time at the top. Exhale, release. Let it all go. Audible exhale. Feel the difference as you lay that lower back on the mat. Let it all go. And then last one, on an inhale, 100% effort, all the way up. Full engagement along the backside of the bodies. Engaging the palms, the forearms, really lifting the body up. Full inhale up here at the top. Move that energy through the body. Exhale, release. When your low back's securely on the mat, you can release the left leg coming out the way you came in. Both legs can release out in front of you. We'll take a 3 breath cycles of asana here to reset the body. Full body breath up from the feet, up the legs, the hips, up the trunk of the body, out the top of the head. Exhale like a wave, element of water, allow it to wash over you. Taking with it anything that's ready to release, let go, and we release it into the earth. So inhale up from the feet, like you're filling with refreshing, cooling water, that prana, that life force. Exhale, release, let the tide take with it anything that's ready, let go. Any stuck emotion, stagnant energy, any tension, let it go. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Really nice. From here, rolling onto your right side, coming into a fetal position. We're going to get ready to change the plane of the body. So really nurturing the body through this transition. Notice the breath. Notice the body. How do you feel? And then when you're ready, you can actually roll onto the belly. We're going to set up for Cobra. So from the fetal position, just rolling the body over onto the belly nice and gently.
And for a moment, just placing the right ear on the floor. The arms can be cactus arms out by your sides or shoulders rolled down, arms behind you. And just notice how it feels to have now the front side of the body connecting with the earth. So we basically flipped ourselves like a pancake. Now the front side of the chakras are engaging with the earth. All the sensory body on the front side of the body is connecting. Slight massage of the organs as the body weight is on the stomach. So just noticing the sensation. Really spend some time here connecting with the earth on the front side of the body. Maybe from here you can check in with each of your directions, each of the elements within you, and just see how they arrive here. Air in the east and fire in the south, water in the west, and the earth in the north, the ether around you above and below. We have it all and it shows up in different ways. So let's explore that. So bringing the elbow points up by the shoulders. Wrists are just under the shoulders. Chin is on the floor. We're going to root through the tops of the feet and all of the points of connections for the legs. So the legs basically become our fulcrum point. We're using the engagement of the low back and one of our big muscles, these glutes. So really engage them. We want to support ourselves here. On the inhale, engage low back, engage glutes, and begin lifting the chest off of the floor. The cobra looks at its prey in front of it. So eye gaze is about 3 feet in front of you on the floor. You, as a little self-test, can lift the hands up off the floor because that's not where we're supporting ourselves from. We are engaging from the hip girdle, these glutes, connecting, anchoring through the tops of the feet and the tops of the legs on the floor. Exhale, release. This time putting the left ear on the floor or the opposite ear from what you had before. Release the arms behind you, palms face up, and just breathe here. Notice any sensation in the body. May feel a slight warmth where the body and the floor meet. Sense of engagement or aliveness through the legs. Good, and then from here, bringing the arms up towards the ears once again. We're going to get ready for dolphin. So this time elbow points stack underneath the shoulders. We're going to bring the hands together, the fingers clasped together, or you can have them flat on the floor. You're going to tuck the toes underneath the feet, and then with your power coming in through the forearms, the elbow points, the wrists, we're going to push the body up into dolphin. Begin walking the feet forward to find just the right positioning for you. It's just like downward dog in the sense that we want the elongation, a flat plank from the top of the head towards the tailbone. So pushing through the shoulders, roll the shoulder blades down the back, elongate through the tailbone, extend through the spine. Eye gaze is on the floor between your elbow points. Exhale, releasing the knees down towards the mat. We can transition here into puppy. So extending the arms long out in front of you. Chest comes down towards the mat. Forehead can come to the floor, or chin can come to the floor. Tailbones up towards the ceiling. Puppy pose. Extending now the front side of the shoulders. Really opening up that shoulder girdle along the back side of the body. Notice what's here for you. If you feel tension along the back side of the body, ease off a bit and really invite in the breath. Use the breath to support the stretch. Good. And then on an exhale, we're gonna release ourselves into child's pose. So becoming heavy through the sits bones, bringing the seat down towards the heels. You can keep the hands extended out in front of you, or it might feel really nice to bring the arms behind you, palms face up, forehead heavy on the floor. And now, for the first time, this forehead is truly meeting the floor. And we can feel that rootedness or connection point at the third eye chakra. If you have a busy mind, a busy brain, placing this on the floor can be super balancing. You're in child's pose, just feel into what's here for you. The C shape of the spine is sending a signal to the parasympathetic nervous system that you're safe. It's almost like being back in the womb, so you may feel a sense of ether, that floatingness, or you may feel a sense of water. Just soak it all in. Good. From your child's pose, we're going to come up on an inhale to tabletop. So stacking the wrists and shoulders, elbows, and wrists. And legs about hip width distance apart. Slight engagement of the low abdomen here. We don't want to have a lazy abdomen, have that cow curve. Nice flat table engaged in the low back, the low abdomen engaged. Elbow points, the inside of your elbow pits facing one another. We get this through the external rotation on the top of the shoulders. So it's like you're bringing the elbow points out to each side of the room. That's for hyperextension, prevention of hyperextension if you're super flexy. Good. Rooting now through the palms, through the knees, the shins, and the tops of the feet. Like a table has 4 legs, equal distribution on each leg. So notice your weight distribution. You may be bearing quite a bit of weight on these wrists. Notice the slight adjustment when you shift some of the weight to that equilibrium point in the middle of the spine. And notice how that feels now on the knees. More equal distribution of the weight. We can be here longer without taxing the wrists because everything's taking on its fair share. Good. Breathing here. Inhale up through the points of connection, up to the shoulder girdle, out the top of the head. Exhale, release. Good. On an inhale, we're going to extend right arm forward, left leg back. Keep that engagement, the lower abdomen. Keep that external rotation of the left shoulder. Really extending fully through the limbs, all the way through the middle finger on the right hand, extending all the way through the heel on the left leg. Engage fully, fire off this full leg from the hip joint all the way down the quad, through the shin, fire through the foot, all the way through that heel. Feel the warmth as it extends down that leg. Good. Exhale, release. Coming back to your strong, secure tabletop. Checking in with where your weight's positioned. Really nice. When you come from that balanced place, even in your tabletop, you'll find that flowing into the extension of the limbs is much easier and more stable because you already have created such a strong foundation. Good. On an inhale, we're going to work the opposite pairing now. So extend the left arm forward, reaches to the wall in front of you. Extend the right leg out, reaches towards the wall behind you. We want the hip points or the hips in line, so we don't want this right hip sagging. We also don't want it up in the air. Nice. Flat low back. Extension. Once again, notice your weight distribution. If you're like me, you might be shifting your weight towards that wrist. Shift the weight back to that center point, bearing equal weight on the wrist and that knee. And with the proper alignment of the shoulder, elbow, and wrist stacked, those joints should be able to bear that weight and keep you here. Inhale. Full body breath. Extend. Fire off that right leg. Feel it coming from the hip joint all the way down the quadricep through the hamstring, the calf, the shin, out the right foot. Exhale, release. And from here, we'll come back into a child's pose. Reset. Arms can be out in front or behind you. Connect with your breath here. Inhale. Exhale. How does your body feel? Is there a sense of warmth? How does it feel to have your forehead now on the ground? In everything, we work for balance. So even having these elementals in balance serves our practice. And so in getting to know them over this next couple week series, you'll have a stronger dictionary or a stronger manual to pull from of how you can incorporate these into your practice and work with it in the body so you can feel more balanced. It's wonderful. On an inhale, coming back to our tabletop. This time we're going to spread the fingers wide. Really nice seal with the floor across the circumference of the palms. So really nice sense of rootedness in the palms here. Tucking the toes under. We're going to come up into our first downward dog of the class, pushing through the shoulder joints, extension from the tailbone to the top of the head. Nice flat plane. Can bend the knees as much as you need this morning. Inhale and exhale. And then on an inhale, begin walking the feet towards the hands. Coming up to a mountain pose, standing at the top of your mat. So tuning into what's happening here. Connecting in with the feet. Feeling a sense of rootedness through all four corners of the feet. Feel the flow, the blood flow as it rushes down towards the heels, down towards the sole of the foot. Feeling a sense of stability and weightedness here. This is mountain pose, Tadasana, very simplistic in nature, but when we break it down or when we build it up from the feet up, we get to experience it from a new place. So feeling that sense of rootedness in the feet,
feeling that grow or come up through the ankle joints, through the shins, the calves, through the knee joints, up the legs, through the hips. Let's check in with the hips. We want a nice engagement of the hip girdle. A slight inner rotation of the thighs. This is going to open up the back side of the hips. And then engaging through the lower abdomen. We want to envision this tailbone pointing down towards the floor, so we're not rolling it underneath us and creating this shape. We're just visualizing that tailbone coming down towards the floor. As we work with the engagement of the lower abdomen, it's just going to create elongation through this lumbar spine. This nice strong hip foundation, plus that cue of the tailbone down towards the floor, sets us up perfectly for a nice long spine, so we can really maximize the benefits of this posture. So from here, with the engagement in the low abdomen, begin sensing space between the vertebrae as you elongate the vertebrae, imagining that invisible string at the top of your head up towards the ceiling, rolling the shoulders down and back, opening up through the clavicle of the heart. Hands are extended to your sides, palms facing in front of you. You can also bring your hands into the prayer position in front of the heart with equal force, right and left hand as they come to meet in center. So this is an active posture here with the arms. And now that you're here, let's explore what's here for us. This really nice, strong mountain. We are rooted deeply in the earth. Wind cannot sway us. And so now maybe having that sensation of standing at the top of the mountain and what's here for you. The fresh air. A stronger sense of the ether around you. Elevation with the thinner air may create that quality. As you stand here, noticing a sense of coolness or maybe warmth in the body. And play with that. I feel very warm inside. I'm going to invite water. How does the body respond? Taking some deep breaths, you may notice that the body begins to feel cooler, more balanced. Good. Take 2 more full breaths here. And then from this place, we're going to transition into tree pose. So from this, the nice grounded place in our mountain pose, shifting the weight into the left foot. And you can find your tree. Starting with the foot at the ankle. And building your tree up. Just making sure that you don't place the foot on the knee joint, either above or below. Breathing up from the root. Hands can come into prayer in front of you. You can extend the arms up for your full expression of tree, rotating the shoulders down, opening through the chest. If you like to, you can always explore this with closing your eyes or looking at the ceiling. Notice what you feel here. You may feel a stronger sense of the air around you. Feeling into your connection with the earth at the root. Even just for me, thinking of rooting helps me feel more stable. Good. Coming out the way you came in, honoring the full expression of the posture. Exhale and release yourself. We'll meet back for 1 full breath in mountain pose. Inhale up from the feet, engaging through that hip girdle all the way up, nice long spine. Powerful mountain posture. Exhale, release. And then shifting into tree, so bringing the right weight to the right foot. You can begin advancing. Ooh, I need to ground there. So grounding through right foot, take your time. Really find your center of balance and then build the posture up. Safety first. And then when you found it, hands can be on the hips, bringing hips into balance. Hands in prayer in front of the heart. This is an active engagement of the palms, so slight pressure coming in from right and left side, meeting in the middle. Nice sense of unity between both sides of the body. Can also extend the arms up. Eye gaze can come towards the ceiling, or you can try closing the eyes. You'll have a very nice sense of the air around you with those closed eyes. Beautiful. Nice, strong tree. Roll those shoulders down. Open up the chest, extend through the head. Exhale, coming out the way you came in. Honor the posture in its entirety. Take one resetting breath in mountain pose. Inhale up from the feet, all the way up the legs, through the torso, the chest, the top of the head. Exhale, release. Really nice. We're going to do one more posture before we go down to the floor. Spreading the legs wide, feet come out to about a 45-degree angle. We're going to come into goddess pose. It's early morning for some of us, so being really aware of the hips here, using the glutes to support you. You can kind of ease into this. 1, 2, 3. Landing in your goddess pose. Arms come out like airplane wings, cactus arms. Really find the extension and the opening through the chest, the pectoral muscles. Feel a sense of elongation from the armpits to the tops of the shoulders and then out from the arm sockets. Good. Let's do some breath work here. This is optional. Inhale. Reach up to the ceiling, extend the legs. Exhale. Release back down into the squat. Arms come into cactus. Inhale up. Exhale. Release down. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale. Release. Really nice. From here, you can walk the feet in slightly, coming into a yogi squat, if this is in your practice. If not, you can find a seat on the floor and we'll all meet into savasana. Before we go fully into the savasana, I'm going to invite you to take part in a couple of floor stretches. These are definitely optional. But with the heat we've generated in the body, really nice time to just get in a gentle spine twist. So if you're interested in a floor spine twist, bringing the right knee up towards the body, crossing over the body, right knee comes down towards the left side floor, anchoring through the right shoulder, grounding through the right shoulder, meaning that the left knee may be up off the floor. Extend through the right arm, through the finger points, and you can rotate your eye gaze towards the right. The spinal column here is in a full twist, and you can imagine like wringing out a towel. We're wringing out the spine, using the breath here. So really tuning into that sense of moisture in the breath. And there may be a heat left from your practice that you can use to really cleanse that spine in the twist. Good. On an inhale, cross right leg back over the body. Coming out the way you came in, extend the right leg out in front of you. On an exhale, full extension. And then on an inhale, other side, inhaling the left knee up towards the body. Crossing left knee over the body towards the right side. Anchoring that left shoulder into the floor, extending through the left arm, through the left middle finger point. Nice spine twist here. Invite you, if it feels good, to close your eyes. See if you can notice the breath as it winds up the spine, down the spine. Noticing the inhale and the exhale. Notice a sense of any of the elementals within you. Good. And then when you're ready, on an inhale, lifting that left leg up. Release both legs down, out, extended. Create yourself long on the mat as if someone was gently pulling your ankles to extend that low back. And then lying down into your final savasana. The spine meets the floor, the low back meets the floor, shoulders rooting into the floor, the back of the head, back side of the legs. Heels can be together and flop open, or you can open up the legs and the arms into a starfish, whatever feels good for you. And here, Savasana, a meditation in stillness. And taking with you maybe some of the new information you have around the elementals in your body, how they show up in the asanas and in the movement, how you can work with the breath and the attributes to create a different experience. Give gratitude to yourself and your body for being here today. You can stay in this Savasana as long as you would like. It's been my absolute pleasure to be here with you. I'm so grateful. And I just sending you so much love. So namaste. Thank you for being here. Have a wonderful day. Bye.